Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn.
Hey guys, hope you are going well. So I just recently finished watching the Hulu produced 10-part TV adaptation of Margaret Atwood's The Handmaid's Tale, and I am still trying to process some of the most disturbing and frightening themes that I have seen on dramatic television. Set in a quasi-dystopian future where the US has closed its borders and is now being ruled under a military dictatorship by a fundamentalist Christian group who calls themselves the Sons of Jacob. After an alarming decline of births of healthy children, all the fertile women in the society are rounded up for the greater good and then distributed as property to the wealthy ruling class. Known as handmaids and dressed in red, they literally become walking wombs or baby making machines for the upper class women who are unable to have children themselves. In this society, the women do not have any basic human rights. They are not able to own property, they are not able to work jobs, and they are certainly not allowed to read. Now, Elisabeth Moss, who stars as the handmaid Offred, is the eyes and ears of this story, and she is really so great. I've become such a big fan of her acting from the Mad Men days, and then when she did Top of the Lake. Yeah, I really like her acting a lot, which is a good thing because she is on screen like 99% of the time. This is really her story. We spend a lot of time trying to get into her head through voiceover, through really extreme close-ups. This is one which is really trying to get inside the psyche of all the characters, not just of Offred, who is the handmaid, but in the household, the commander, who she is submissive to, and also the other female in the house, the commander's wife. And I've got to say, the dynamic between these two women in the household was my favorite to watch unfold as the series progressed, because they have to spend so much time together under the same roof, yet there are so many internal conflicts. Okay, enough about the story. Let me talk about some of those confronting themes, because yes, I did cry a few times while watching this series, not just because what I was seeing was so disgusting and inhumane towards women, but because mainly it was no giant leap of imagination. Women are treated like property, not just in a historical context, but today, as in right now. So seeing something like this is extremely confronting and just really makes you think about the world right now. I have to digress for a second and throw in this fact, because I was actually just listening to the BBC global service, like the global news, and they were just talking about a town north of Raqqa in Syria where the ISIS fighters, you know, buy and trade in sex slaves, and they even have an app on their phone where you can buy a virgin for $10,000. It's not even a joke, and that's what makes The Handmaid's Tale. It's meant to be a dystopian sci-fi, but it is just so close to home because it is just so on the peripherals of what is very much reality. This TV adaptation just feels so fresh, so current, especially, I can't help it, this isn't me, this is the internet is throwing out there all kinds of Trump comparative essays between this show and the Trump administration, and he has blatantly contested women's reproductive rights since entering office. It is no secret he has gone against gender pay and transparency. He signed orders against abortion counseling and like reduced funding on Planned Parenthood. Yeah, I don't really want to get into this. This is a review about a TV show. The Handmaid's Tale could not feel more like a relevant, topical, and discussion-provoking story today, right now. It's really confronting and full-on in its themes, but seriously well worth it, and one of the standout shows of the year. Definitely a must-see if you haven't already. I do encourage you to check it out. A lot of people have been talking about the pacing of the story being a little bit slow, but that is really because it's more of an introspective internal battle of the characters and a slow sort of chess game of strategy as opposed to anything sci-fi, action-y adventure. It's already been renewed for a second season, so if you haven't seen it yet, I definitely recommend catching season 1 of The Handmaid's Tale. Guys, they are my thoughts on this series. Make sure you do leave me comments in the comments section down below. Share with me your thoughts on this one. It's very topical. There are so many different discussions around this that springboard off of topics like this that I get really passionate and heated about. Anyway guys, don't forget you can also subscribe to my channel and keep up to date with my other movie and TV reviews. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.